What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, this is the video I promised. This one here is about Antarctica and a lot of the things that are being hidden. Now, if you're not aware, Julia Galli has put the Antarctica site back up. So let's have a look at that. You can see in the smaller box here, it's written by Sarah Lafreniere and Julia Galli, okay? Now, this is cool that she's redone this. She not only put the work that Sarah had started and pretty much completed, but so much more information has come to light, right? So there's a lot more stuff added to this. Now, there's a lot of science to this. Julie did a lot of footwork. She got people that have taken photos of this area, which work for NASA as well. So she's talked with them. She's gotten photos from. So we're working together to get more and more of this information out. Now, she did a fantastic job on this because as you go down, she's talking about pyramids, the facts, and the fiction. And you can see right here, Deuce Bay. And you can see where she's marked off a lot of this stuff. Okay, right here, the Sapphire City, and it's all down here. And this black ridge right here, she calls that a wall, and I believe she's right. You can see it has pyramids in the back here. She's got what she thinks is an observatory here, floating dry dock over here, and as well as one here. Okay, and she may be very well correct in this because you got water here, and it looks like there's an opening there where something can go inside. Really, really cool, right? And you can see right here, all in these planes here, you'll see this structure right here. It's weird. It almost looks like it has this surfboard sticking straight out of it. It's bizarre. You'll see what I'm talking about. And she's got the Tesla Tower, which Sarah has also said, I think she was the one that mentioned it first, but either way, they both agreed because, again, they're colleagues, and they work together bringing this all out for both you and myself. So I decided to go in with her and bring a lot of this, as much as we can, out. I'm going to be getting more and more photos from her, and we're going to rip these things apart. Which reminds me, when these videos are being put up, in other words, this video here, it's on Mars Anomalies and Beyond right now, but it'll also be moved to Antarctica and its Hidden Secrets. That's the new channel. And the reason why we decided to do that, Julia came up with the idea, and I agreed because I want to put everything that's got to do with Antarctica here. So you won't have to jump back and forth. You say, I just want to see strictly Antarctica, nothing more. Just kind of like what I got the Lunar Anomalies and Beyond, right? It's all basically moon. So we're going to be doing the same thing, only it's strictly Antarctica here. So check it out and just go ahead and sub to it. Because even if I make videos here on this channel and post them on there, at some point they're going to just be moved anyway. So like I said, just go ahead and subscribe and it'll be appreciated. All right. So again, a big thank you to both Sarah as well as Julia. We all miss Sarah. You know, it's sad to see, you know, such a brilliant mind and researcher just cut down too early in her life. But her work lives on. I promised her that before her passing that her work will live on. As long as I'm still breathing, her work is going to live on. So, again, check out her work. I mean, there's just so much in here between Julia and Sarah. There's so much information in here. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this. Enough jaw-jacking, right? All right, here's the photo we're going to examine. I have made it bigger. It was basically this size. Bring it up a little bit more. And folks, it's still, you try to get into this thing, it's grainy. You're trying to do the best you can. But regardless, we're going to do the best we can. And I said before, make sure that you bring your magnifiers because I may not zoom in too close because, again, it does break apart. I'm not going to be able to go over every single little thing because it's just crazy just how much there is in here, right? Just these right here. Got these rectangular looking structures. And this is without the enhancement now, folks. There's some other objects in here. You're going to see some interesting pieces up here. You can still see what looks like something inside here, like this square or this weird opening. And then you can see right here. See the way that thing is designed, and I do mean designed. And you can see something doing this. The funny thing about it is these photos are no different than the moon. And what I mean by that is that you have a lot of tampering, whited areas put over. You know, most people say, well, it's snow. So, I mean, it makes sense. It's not just snow. It's perfect because they can literally white this stuff out over it and you would still think it's natural. And that's the crazy part. We also have this area here, which is pretty cool. This as well, inside this area. And like I said, over to here as well. Okay. I like this area here. This is where both Sarah and Julia were talking about what looks like a Tesla tower. And this is right here. There also appears to be what looks like a crane or something sticking out of this right here. And you can see that. And we'll enhance this a lot better. Folks, look at the way this runs. You get this very sharp edge. Basically, it looks like a peninsula right here. Doing this, coming out. What's the chance of that flowing real nice and easy? Like squared off, and it appears to be a structure sitting on top of it. What are the chances of that? And also, look at this. What are the chances of this ground doing this naturally? Well, I don't believe there is any chance of that doing that. Here's that weird structure. I had showed you what Julia had showed in hers. It looks like a giant surfboard sticking out of the face of this thing. But there's also what looks like levels in here. See this? This item here. Now, Julia calls this like the mall area. In other words, because there's so many structures sitting on the side of each other, that's what it kind of looks like. I believe she's pointed this out right here, where it looks like a tower right there. You can see this area here. It looks like there's rectangular openings. Just all kinds of cool things. Now, we're going to jump on over here. This is what you call like the floating port type thing. I don't know what does that in nature, but you can see where it looks like it's kind of like framework coming down this. Now, keep in mind, folks, how many years has this been buried? Or just sitting out in the elements? So we don't know if we're seeing the ribs of this structure or it's just the way it's designed, right? And again, you can see how we can actually get to this through here, through the water. This over here is, to me, is the money shot because we have this structure right here, to me, blows my mind. And all of these items standing up. See this? This is cool. To me, this is not natural, folks. Just not natural, period. Now, I'm going to try to get in as far as I can without overdoing it so it doesn't look too broken apart. So if you're on a small tablet, phone, whatever it may be, take out a magnifier and check it out. There's so much more in here to see, folks. Oh, my God. Here. Check these items out right here. All inside here. And we're going to bring this out a lot better, where you'll be able to see the individuality of these items. To me, this is mind-blowing. Now, Julia's pointed some of these out, and so I'm just going to reiterate. Here. Here. Folks, what is the chances of these all being flat-top mountains? Now, check out the side of this one here. Look at this slanted part of it. It's almost like if you had like a bulkhead going into your basement of your house. This item. Large structure. Again, this is the piece she calls the wall. And I believe she may be spot on with this. You can see what looks like structures doing this. All these pieces of them. And some other items sitting right here. Again, look at all the white in here. This is what blows my mind. I can airbrush this out. I can pretty much do anything. And speaking of which, look at this. I want to show you the airbrushing in this. This is crazy. This area alone. Look at this. How do I know that's airbrushed? Well, because you can see some things that are half sticking out, like this item right here. Look at this rectangular, what looks like a rectangular box. And it just happens to be, the corner of it's cut off. It should do this. And yet it's being airbrushed right over. And there's so much of this going on, this piece. And you're going to see this when it's fully enhanced. Look at this. You can see, it's one thing to be like up close and it kind of pixelates. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. But look at this. Clearly, they are taking this stuff out. Back up a little bit. Here's those structures. Now let's go into full enhancement. And you can see that. We're going to jump right into the bottom here. Have a closer look. Again, down here. I love the idea of this right here. This is pretty cool. This piece right here, running along, kind of curved, and then has what looks like all these little tiny structures or some kind of little towers all in here. here. Almost looks like something walled. You can see this has been completely censored out. Can't really see much of anything. We've got these items right here and this crevice right here. And keep in mind, folks, this is all manipulation and censoring. Same thing with this area. Look at the way this thing's been completely censored out. And you can see there are, in fact, things in here, but you can see the way this has been censored. Right? But look carefully right here. It appears to be 1, 2, 3, almost a fourth right there, vertical objects. Over here. This is what I was talking about, these weird funky shapes on this end of this rock, or the small island, if you will, right here. Now, to me, there's way too many 90-degree corners and angles and whatnot to be natural. Are we looking at like a whole island full of structures right there? You've got what looks like some angles right here, almost completely covered up. You can see that. And again, this is being hidden from the public. Let's jump on over here. You can see right here what looks like that crane right here. And you can see what both Sarah and Julia were calling the Tesla Tower right here. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. See it right there? You can still see this if we will go to right here. Right here. You can see that. As well as this overhang. So whether it's some kind of crane to do some kind of work or something. And notice, folks, here's the walls coming off this thing. Is it a huge entrance? What is that? What are the chances of that? You can see it's on a platform doing this. What are the chances of that being natural? I say none. Again, we've got this intelligently made peninsula going like this. There's something behind it, almost round. And again, we have these striations. Or is this just the way these things are made? They're like framework. I don't know. Whatever that is, that's pretty neat. Here. What look like structures in between that? Is that what that is? I don't know. It doesn't look natural. It looks like something's been built there. And you can see that. Now, Sarah and Julia have both said that they believe these are entrances. And I've said this before, where you got like, almost looks like there's windows, right? Or openings of some sort. See that? There's another one here. And it looks like you can only see partial of this thing. And they airbrushed everything around it, right? Here. Now again, I had to treat this like a moon photo because of all the whitened up areas. And then when you do that, you can see what looks like small structures or whatever these things may be on top of this. With also what looks like an opening right here. See this? Down here. Let me just back out just a little bit. We don't want it to pixelate too bad. Not sure if that's natural right there. We have something to the left of that right here. This is pretty neat right here. This area right in here. Look at these. That's cool. To me, these are structures. Look at the way these things here. Do you see these? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what looks like a square building or something right there. It almost looked like if you were to see this like this large building we have today, and I mean incredibly large, like a skyscraper, and you can see what looks like air conditioning units or some kind of round things all along the roof. And that's what it looks like to me. But I can see that this area right here is not natural. At least not what's built onto it. This area. We've got this area here. Looks like there's a bunch of openings inside this curved area. Okay? Now, this is not the only place. You're going to see something else that's pretty cool. Now, you can tell it's intelligently made. Here. These are cool. Again, this is the one Julie was calling the mall area. looks like we got this weird, like surfboard-shaped object sticking out of this. Where it goes up and around, and you have these levels inside it. And what look like other structures and other things there. Again, we're trying to break through manipulation. This is the reason why this stuff is not crystal clear. A lot of this is pure speculation as to what it could be. But being the size of the area, it can be only nothing else but structures. Okay? Again, this to me looks like framework. And it looks like you can just go in there from this waterway right into that. This area is pretty wild. When you look at this, you've got this right here. What I found interesting was this right here. What is that ghosted out looking area right here? It looks like this machine part. What looks like a wheel just under that. Now, here's the funny part. It's still in this photo too. In other words, you can still see this in this photo. Check this out. That's without doing a thing to it. It's right here. I didn't do a thing to it. You don't have to do a thing to it. It's right there. This is in the natural raw photo. Well, quote unquote raw. And you can see this right here, topping out nice and flat, coming back down. Natural? I don't think so. This I find really interesting. Couldn't get too many details out of it. But this is what I was talking about as far as curvature of a peninsula kind of thing. Right here. Now, you can see the top, right, doing this. And it also has openings just below it. But that's not where it gets crazy. The crazier part is that the next level down is also shaped the same way. Again, we have these openings right here. And it still does the same thing at the bottom. And take a closer look. You can see this right here. We'll have a look at this right here on the raw photo. It's still there, folks. Again, bring down the brightness, but you can still see that. You can still see it. Bring it out. You've got these openings. And they're right there. Another opening right here, which you can see something going inside it. Just crazy features in here, guys. Okay. This is where, to me, this is the money shot. This one's really, really interesting. Now, I'm going to point out a few things because this is a ton of stuff. You'll have to use your magnifiers on this. But there's so much in here to see. And like I said, to me, this is like the money shot right here. All of these items down here. Look at the way this thing does this. This is cool. Try and go in a little bit here. You can see what looks like this flat piece. And you've got two round pieces on top. You see that? I'm going to back up a little bit, so if you're looking at it with a magnifier, it won't be too bad. You've got this item here at the end. What looks like these pieces standing up. And then all of these little structures, like all under here, I'm going to put this red line. And everything just above that red line. Look at these little pieces. Look at this. You have these pieces here. 1, 2, 3. These multiple, what look like towers. Now, I believe it might have been Sarah or Julia called it like an antenna array. Hey, you know what? We could be both right. We could be both wrong. We can only speculate, right? That's all we can do. Look at all of these tiny pieces in here. Just to the left of this I was just showing you. We have all of these other pieces. Something right here. And all of these inside here, these what look like structures here. Check them out. There. All inside this area here. Here's what I was talking about as far as the blurring. This intentional blurring. Try to blast through it to find out what's there. This piece right here, look at this. This is what I was talking about when I said this purposely blurring out, and censoring. Look at that. What are you kidding? And you can see right here, I tried to blast through this. Tough to do. All at the top here, you've got these structures. The chances of that, look at this, this is cool. The chance of these being natural, slim and none. Absolutely slim and none. Another large structure here. And all at the top right here. All on this edge. Here. You can see where they've done a real good job of trying to take all of this out. But again, look at these structures. All these little pieces right here. All inside here. It's like everywhere you look. I've taken the magnifier to this thing, and I mean by doing this, and looking this photo over, and you cannot believe the amount of structures. We're talking about rectangles, circular, tower type things, and all of these little structures kind of congested into this area. Now, how big this whole swath is, I don't recall what it is. It doesn't matter. The point is, this stuff is in Antarctica, and it shouldn't be there. Now, I also went and looked at the back of this. Check this out. Now, Julia had pointed out this, what looks like a pyramid, and I agree with her. It looks just like one, right here. And then we have the additional pieces right here. Check this thing out. Not sure what to make of that, but it's got these lines in there. All of these right here, you can see what looks like structures of some sort being hidden by the manipulation. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the original raw photo. And let's have a look. Yeah, hardly any of it. But you can still see the whited area ones. That's what stays. Notice the blurring around here. So what you're seeing is actually just pieces of these structures sticking out. So if we were to really bring that down, the brightness, and then use the burn tool slightly to try to burn that away, we can see what's really under here. And you can see like bits and pieces of what looks like structures here and there. And sadly, I wish we could see the whole thing, because let me tell you something. This must be incredible to see the stuff that's in here. It must be absolutely crazy, the amount of stuff in here. And what they're really seeing. You got these in the back. Looks like giant structures or openings of some sort. Right there and there. Just crazy, right? But to me, folks, this is absolutely stunning. The amount of stuff in this area is absolutely crazy. Now let's go ahead and black and white this and have another look. Now, I'm not going to go in too far because, again, this can literally break apart. Now, folks, I just picked up my magnifier, and I'm looking over this, and I'm just blown away by the amount of stuff I see, especially when you do this and look at this area alone. Just that alone. This other piece back here. And all of these structures, like I said, and pay close attention, you can see what looks like white squares right there, like they're windows. There's no way that this stuff is natural, and I believe 100% that this is a civilization that was living here. Now, is it us X amount of thousands of years ago, or are they alien structures? To me, they may be alien. Why? Look at the actual construction of these things. What, are you kidding me? If this goes back thousands upon thousands of years ago, there's no way we built anything like this. So this, to me, would have to be intelligently made and by perhaps aliens. Now, can I prove that it's aliens? No. No, absolutely not. But I'm just judging by what I'm seeing here in this photo. And the amount of structures in here is amazing. And the way they're designed shows me that I don't think at the time we could have built this. Go down here again. Show that Tesla's tower right here. And the walls around it. Might be an opening. Might be just the way this thing's set up. I believe Sarah or Julia or both were saying that this may actually close up. And so this is not exposed. But again, it looks like you can see what looks like a crane type thing coming out. It's like something right there. Comes down like this. And of course, you got the tower on this platform. Now, what these things could be? Structures. That's the only thing it can be. And again, the way this ground is on the very edge, this shoreline, look at the way that's manufactured. That is not natural. Again, coming out like this and doing this. What are the chances of that? And there's something right there at the end of it. There's no way this is natural. It's too abrupt, looks like a wall, and it looks like, again, it's been manufactured, intelligently made. Move back down to here. Show you these other parts. Here. Again, use your magnifiers. Okay. Want to go back to color. Okay. And again, this other piece I think is really interesting is at the end of this shoreline, you get these two curved areas. Curved, curved, layered down from that, curved. Can't really see that one too well because there's a bunch of manipulation there. And again, almost like a third, but then we have this one coming out, and you can see it going like this. I'm not sure what it is, but to me it looks like structures built in. And for all I know, because I can almost see this now, all of this is completely, you can see it right there, in fact, right there. It's completely censored. So these could be very large structures doing this. We have no idea. They could be literally doing this. And who knows? Ships could have been coming into here. We don't know that. I'm just speculating, of course. But you can literally see right here. In fact, let's just zoom into this. Right here. Where they literally done this. And you can see the edge of the top of this where they did not completely take out. So clearly, there's something more to this. And there you go, folks. Folks, to me, this is a whole swath of an area that has intelligently made structures on it. Is it alien? Is it us thousands of years ago? And this planet almost died off because of a catastrophe, and then we rebuilt our civilization. Is it possible it's something that was thousands of years ago when we were technologically advanced, maybe perhaps then, and again, because of this catastrophe, we lost a lot of this knowledge? I don't know. And if we didn't, then it's alien. It's as simple as that. That stuff doesn't go there naturally, and clearly that looks, again, intelligently made. None of that stuff looks natural, and I believe it to be, in my personal opinion, is alien to this planet. Now, I still go by either option. Again, was it us technologically advanced thousands of years ago, and then, of course, another Earth cycle, a great catastrophe happened, and, of course, we had to rebuild. And, maybe we just don't remember these things. I don't know. Folks, let me know what you think. Drop your comments down below and give me your thoughts and what you see. Just drop a timestamp and tell me what you see. And don't forget, folks, we are going to have it here, but a lot of this stuff is going to be moved to Antarctica and its hidden secrets. And I know a lot of you folks love the Antarctica just like I do. So jump on over here. I'll give you the link. It'll be in my pinned post in the comment section, top of the comment section, and you'll get the link to this. And just jump right on board and check that out as well. Folks, got a lot of cool stuff coming up between Mars, the moon, Antarctica. Like I said, I'm working along side with Julia, and I'm getting photos off of her. The censoring is, I barely even showed you any of it. There's tons of it. It's all over that whited area, and it's so much easier just to white that out. And again, it's just like the moon. How much white is all over it? You bring that stuff down, suddenly you see shapes of structures and things that you didn't see prior to that because it was whited out. So again, folks, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and please like and share this video. It needs to be seen. And folks, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it. That's important. All right, folks, I'm going to jump on off of this. Get ready for some more crazy ones. I do have that other one. I was talking about another area here on Earth that I believe is, at one point was a large city, and it might have been the city of Atlantis. So check that out. That's coming up next. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.